of the rappers.
What's going on, gang? It's Murata Music with 3-Piece TCG, Big Beard TCG, and 2D. I'm bringing you those true lies that you must believe. I'm talking about that Usopp PP. So smash that like button, finger pop that subscribe, turn on the bell, and go down in the comments. Let me know, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What would you be doing differently? Now, of course, we got to address the Godsop in the room. That is the masterfully designed Usopp leader card from K Design. Okay, I love Bandai. I love the games that they're giving us. And you know, they help my OCD, but how they missed this opportunity for Usopp's big face card is beyond me. I don't know, but if you want to go ahead and pick up this leader card, you can. It's follow the link in the description to K Design's Etsy page and use code 3-Piece TCG to get 25% off your purchased order. They got everything too, so just throw everything in that box, right? Throw everything in the cart. Get a deck box. Also, in the link below, you'll find a DistroKid link to all the music you're hearing here. I wrote it, produced it, performed it, engineered it. It's all me. So, and I appreciate the support. So, anyways, enough of the funny business. Let's get to the matter at hand, okay? There is one purple Dressrosa card in the entire game, and it is that bitch-ass fighting fish. The jellyfish was doing everything it could in its power to get that cameo, but now that we've addressed that, let's get back. Now we can get back. Okay, so Usopp, right? Now, everyone's like, you know, master debating about Usopp because, you know, they weren't winning every tournament, right? It's not like, oh, they were like tier 1 deck and blah, 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 right? But here's the thing about Usopp. One of the funnest decks you can play. So there's that. Two, they do what they execute the blue identity, or have captured the blue identity to like another level. And let me explain what I mean. So you've got leaders like let's take black off of here, right? And then you've got leaders like blue leaders. I believe the most bluest leader up until this point is Ivankov, right? Because at the end of your turn, if you have 0 cards in your hand, draw 2 cards, right? You've got Boa. You activate if somebody has blah 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 and you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw a card. We got our Luffy. If you have 3 or less cards in your hand, when attacking, draw 1 card. All of these leaders, if you have 7 or less cards in your hand, you know what I'm saying? All of these leaders are essentially the majority of the blue, right? What they're doing is they're enticing you to, influencing you, if you will, to get rid of cards from your hand to preserve your life, okay? And like I said, I don't think anybody does that quite like Emporio Ivankov, who's already, you know, Frankenfurter is already a 5-life leader. But anyways, so this leader reminds me of these classic blue leaders to me, or these two especially, because one, everyone that costs 2 or more, that's Dressrosa, gets, you know, +1 cost. Awesome. But 2, opponent's turn. This effect can be activated when your Dressrosa type character is removed from the field by your opponent's effect or KO'd. Huge that it does both. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. It sounds simple, right? But what you're doing is, being a 4-life leader, you're putting cards in the trash with this deck right here. You're putting cards in the trash. Like, so if they swing at me with 6, I'm gladly giving them One-Legged Soldier, and then later on I'm putting out Frankie. And then when Frankie gets KO'd and I have 5 cards in hand, I get to draw a card for my troubles, and then Frankie's going to replace himself, and he can put out that same One-Legged Soldier I put in earlier, or this blocker, or this blocker, or this searcher, or this searcher, and then I continue to cycle, get value, and then if they don't take care of the One-Legged Soldier, of course, then I get to use their ability. However, what we want to do when we're blocking with Frankie, right, we want to kind of sequence our defense, not just our attack. Sequence defense, no, it's not quite bars, but you sequence your defense, right? And then when Frankie goes away, you sequence it so that Frankie's like your last ditch effort, your last block, so that when he puts a One-Legged Soldier on the field, unless they have something like some kind of card that's going to pop it, they're done attacking, One-Legged Soldier's going to stick. they're done attacking, your blocker's going to stick, right? So you get the most value. If you're not in that kind of position, that's when you would want to just go ahead and just fuck it, do a search, because the search is going to give you immediate value, right? But so that's I'm already kind of getting into a little bit of the advanced stuff. It's not necessarily like it's, oh my god, trigonometry, right? But this is what we want to be doing with this leader. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the list, since I'm already getting into that. After combing the internet, you know, because you guys know that what I've been bringing, what I've been doing for everybody is that Plofi. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on Plofi, and I got a new list coming for you guys. I might put it out tomorrow or the day after. But anyways, you know, this is the old list. We're going to make a little change. We got another video for that coming, don't you worry. But anyway, so I've been working on that stuff, obviously. And so when I'm working on that, I want to see what else people are working on. And I saw Luigi Amato from Italy, great player. And I would show y'all his page, but like I'm getting flagged anytime I leave my screen. So I'm not going to do it. Sorry. But it was playing Tempest Kick, and I said, bet, this is a deck that likes to have 10 or more trash in there, okay? So I like that I saw Tempest Kick. What I'm not seeing a lot of people run is Monkey D. Luffy. Now, I was running it at 3, but I wanted to make room for Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger, right? So I took it down to 2, and right now I'm kind of, okay, let's see how I like it, because there are times where bouncing a big body back to the hand and then being able to swing into something else with a 9K suffices, and it's good. Luffy is there because he is the big bounce man, the big bounce boy, right? He's the bouncer of the board. The board's bouncer, right? The letter B. Anyways, and you're going to see me load up with this guy and just take people out of commission. And there's nothing quite like it. It feels great when you're doing it. You just don't need it all the time. And he's not a card that you need to see a bunch of and have a bunch of in your hand, right? So we're not running 4. He's a later game play. He's a later game move, right? So running 2 of them. Cavendish. Cavendish is a card I could also see it too. But we do also enjoy playing it on curb if we have it in our hands and you know, everything is right. Cool. We'll run a Cavendish and we'll start swinging. Again, I was just already talking about Kyros. Great card. It looks simple, but man, did they swing the. When I lost the game, when I lost my first game to Jason in the pre-release, man, he hit me with a fucking Kyros, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Was not expecting Kyros in a pre-release. Sabo's great because, you know, it's 2K obviously, but also they're going to protect your bigs from getting KO'd or removed, because should that happen, you just put Sabo back in your hand, and guess what? You got a 2K and nobody left the field. Leo is the goatedest searcher of the game. If you wind up going second and you play out Corrida Coliseum and you play out Leo, you just turn that sideways and you get to search out 2 of your 3 pieces for your Rebecca Moria play. And that's what we're calling her. Rebecca Maria or Rebecca Moria, whatever you want to call it. She is why we're not worried about the ban list, because we already got a Gecko Moria. Now, while there were some lists running Gecko Moria, this list is, I promise you, you don't miss it. You're gonna be A-okay. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. So this is why we're running this list. Love that she has counter 7 for 4, but she's gonna bring out your Kyros and your Cavendish or your Zoro, and I mean that's pretty much what she does. Okay, drop her on curve, you know, drop her often, kind of deal. We've got blockers, you know, a little blocker package, a little blocker suite between the 2s and the 3s. And these are just here. You can play them on curb if you or you know, you can play them like if I'm on 6, I'll play Frankie and Idio. You know what I'm saying? I'll do stuff like that. But they're great to play. And you know, if you're at 5 live or five cards in hand, go ahead and take that hit, put them in the trash, draw a card. And when you play Frankie and you get Frankie gets KO'd or whatever, you'll play him out again. Works out great. Same thing with Bart's the Mail. Of course, they're also a 2K counter. We love that. I already talked to you about Luffy and Rebecca, Lil Becca. You know, great turn 1. But you got to understand that when you play this card, it is not going to search out Rebecca Moria. Okay, so do so carefully. If you got 1 or 2, or if you got 2 Rebeccas in your hand, man, play all 3 of these in one turn. You're all right. But other than that, you're gonna want to make sure you're, on the right path. Don't bottom deck your Rebecca's, okay? One-legged soldier. One-legged soldier is just a great 2K, very versatile, right? Obviously operates as a 2K, but we love when we can play it for free off of Frankie and kind of set up our Zoro play, because what we love to do is do some quick boy math with me, right? 3 plus 3 is 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. If you were to KO Frankie, I play out one-legged soldier and I have Tempest kick in hand, okay? What's gonna happen is I'm gonna have 2 additional cards in trash. So I could do that at 7 cards. I could have 7 cards in my trash. Frankie gets KO'd, brings him back, right? And then I put him in my trash. Am I right? Maybe you have to have 8. But anyways, you can put these 2 going and then Tempest kick and draw a card and then fucking play out Roanoke Zoro and your big city hooping, especially if you're able to play it off of your Rebecca Maria play, because you'll be able to do all of what I said. That's a 7, that's a 2, that's a 1. So for 10 Dawn, you establish 1, 2, 3 characters, and you've gotten rid of a 10 Dawn investment from the board on the opposition side. So that's why we love Zoro. And also, they could get rid of a 7 with a Tempest kick or a one-legged soldier, So they're a big mover and a shaker. And there's a lot of 7s that are pivotal cards, 7s and 8s that are pivotal in this game now, thanks to Piss Kid being introduced. So that's going to be something to look out for. Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger. So this card has replaced Red Rock in my old list. I used to have Red Rock, and now I'm just running Gravity Blade. So the reason why is that in the Blackbeard matchup, in the Teach matchup, dude, like if they get those 2 triple meat Jesus burgers and they're serving them up hot, it's gonna be a bad time. You can't KO them, right? However, if you play this at a pivotal time, guess what? Sayonara round eyes. You're out of this thing, right? So they'll send them packing and put them at the bottom of the deck. You ain't got to worry about them no more. So that's why we got those. And very impactful card just in general. Tempest Kick, I think I've already touched on this, but this is a card that we can work with. Obviously, we can't search it out, but you find it enough when you're running 4 of it. And you get to, -3. You get to draw a card. Draw that card first. Draw that card first. You'll wind up against a Rule Shark with no life. And they're going to be like, actually, I will be like that too. If we're like, game 7, I'm undefeated and we're fucking in regional. Sorry, Jack, because everybody does that shit to me. So fuck everybody now. But anyways, yeah. That's what you get to do. And then, of course, on trigger, you get to KO somebody 3 or less. Sometimes it works out. I'm running 4 of Corrida Coliseum. Perhaps, since this is a searchable card, perhaps I could go down to 3 and then go back to 3 Monkey D. Luffy. We could see, you know what I'm saying? But this is a card I do love to have established early, very early, at least before turn 7, right? Before I start playing out all my cards and I want to start swinging. So that's why I'm running 4 for right now. Look, I'm running 3 of Rebecca. 4 Coliseums. I don't know. Maybe I need to mess with that ratio. You guys let me know. But anyhow, so that's my thoughts going into it. Now we're going to get into some games, and then we'll take you over to the gist of the list. You guys know how it goes. Gang, let's get things started off with a little draw body, okay? So I chose to go first because I know they like going first. I like my hand that I got right now. Grab no cards, actually. So just put 3 cards in the trash. Hey, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know. But we do have... 2 of our 3 pieces for our Rebecca Maria Moria combo. And so because they went second and they searched, they were not able to have 1 Dawn active to turn my leader sideways, which works for us, which is why we like going first, right? So then I'm going to go ahead and play Bartolomeo out. And now I got 4 cards in hand. So like mentioned, in the intro, if I should, Bartolomeo should get turned sideways and get KO'd, we're A-okay with that because we're going to draw another card. So I'm going to swing 5 here. They choose to turn my blocker sideways, which is, again, A-okay with me. I'm going to swing 5 again. See if we can't put on that pressure. And after that, we're gonna definitely play out Idio, and then we'll have another blocker. Okay, so you guys remember what I was talking about, the blue identity, kind of almost universally throughout most blue decks. It's about using all of your cards to keep yourself healthy, and I think that again that this leader is the pinnacle of that, because at any point in time I still got 5 cards in hand. I'm able to just, I'm able to use these blockers as I choose and still gain cards as they get KO'd. So I'm gonna go to Rebecca Maria play. We're gonna play out Kiros. We're gonna bounce back Carrot, and then we're gonna play back. We're gonna play out Sabo, so that if he plays anything crazy that should KO my Kiros, the Shanks, Sabo will go back to my hand, and I'll just gain a 2K, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, 7 to the face. Can't do nothing about that. We're down to 3 life. They got a Carrot on the board. I hate to play over. I hate to play over in this situation, but it's looking like we might be doing just that at some point. So they go ahead and they rest my blocker. I can swing 5 again. Okay. And what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to get their hand low, and then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna swing at Carrot. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to okay, well, let me just see if I can get him to give me another card. Okay, cool. I'm feeling good about that. Now I can play out Luffy, give him 1 Dawn, swing into Carrot. Uh-oh, don't have Caridia Coliseum. It's right there. Caridia Coliseum's right there. Welp. And that's why we watch these videos. You got to learn from the mistakes as well. Sometimes saying what not to do. I was just telling somebody in the messages yesterday. Sometimes saying what not to do is just as important as saying what to do. Anyways, so they're going to swing 7 at us. We're taking that ass. For that, I can give you 1, sure. And we got blockers on blockers, man. And look at all these cards that are just rested. Jeez. And now I play Caridia Coliseum. Yeah, tell me about it. Play out Leo. I'm going to turn the Coliseum sideways. I'm going to be able to grab Frankie and Bartolomeo. So I got a healthy amount of counter in my hand. I go ahead and get rid of a little Rebecca. And so now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our life. Literally. We're gonna go ahead and swing 9 to face, because we see that they got 2 life, and we're like, you know what, let's go ahead and give them that pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and play out Frankie. It looks like I'm thinking about putting Frankie and then playing Frankie over Leo. I got 7. I can swing 7 at their face. Yeah. Okay, give them another 7. Surely you got to counter out of this, right? Okay, they counter out of that. Now I'm able to play Frankie over Leo, and we really in turn. It looks like we got 9 cards, so a Tempest Kick is online now. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to KO. They play Shanks. I'm assuming just for the body, since obviously you can't KO anybody, and that's a great sign. So now I can. Oh, I do take. Okay, so I got 2Ks to spare though, and I also got a Frankie. Now remember what I was telling you about Frankie. You want to make sure that if you do use Frankie's ability, you want to make sure that he's the last person you block with. That way, if I were to use the Bartolomeo would be online. Okay, so we're gonna swing 9 at face and see what they turn sideways. We're pretty much going for game. I think it's spin at this point. What do they turn sideways? Yeah, they just threw the game, I guess. Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't matter either way, because so I had a 5, and then I could just get rid of 7 Dawn and put it back on and make him live again. So that just didn't matter. But there you go. I mean, that's kind of what we're wanting to do and what we're not wanting to do as well. Let's go ahead and take it into the next map. Okay, so we're going up against the new starter deck 21 Luffy. Okay, I've been meaning to mess with this leader, but I'm doing a lot of innovating right now. It's taking all of my time. So they are going first. They chose first. We got second. We are happy about this because we drew into Caridia Coliseum, and Leo. So we're getting to set up 2 of our pieces, and I was really tempted to go ahead and grab that, grab the, como se dice? Cavendish, but I decided to go for Frankie because I'm about to trash a Leo, right? And then when Frankie blocks for me and gets KO'd, I can play out another Leo and search again. So that's what I'm looking to do. And I will be playing Frankie on turn 2. Now, against this red matchup, what we're really looking to do is it's not so much about pressuring because they got 5 life, and a lot of these prominent red leaders have 5 life. So a lot of it is about that real war of attrition I've been telling you guys about, where, you know, we're going to clean up that field and then take away their options. And when they have no more options and we've built a board, then we start swinging at them. Okay, so they gave 1 Dawn to Nami, I guess, just for the fuck arounds. I swing 5 into 5. They take. I play out Frankie, and we're keeping it moving. Now, I got 6 cards in my hand, which means if I want my leader's ability to activate, I will have to counter with something. So let's hope he gives me a 6K swing so I can actually counter out. Fucking right on time. Please do that. Yes, we put One-Legged Soldier in the trash. Now, if they swing with this guy and they swing with 8, I can use Frankie to block, and I do. Activate my ability, draw that card. Now I can play out a Leo, turn that sideways. Guess what? Rebecca Moria is online. So we're going to grab them, obviously, and another Frankie. Okay, good. Not mad at that. And now we got to trash a card. We've got 2 Tempest Kicks, so we trash 1. Tempest Kick isn't going to be a big card in this matchup because they don't play tall, they play wide. Now we're looking at what we can do here. We're gonna want to swing into that Nami, get rid of Nami, right? And we are at 6 Dawn, so we can't do nothing fancy pants yet, but we got a little something, right? So I'm gonna go ahead with this 6 Dawn. I'm lining up a Frankie into an Idio, right? And that's going to do 2 things. 1, we get 2 blockers. 2, it's going to get us closer to 5 cards so that if we just counter out once and then we take it, then we let one of our blockers go, we'll draw a card. You get what I'm saying? So it's enticing us to stay healthy. It's enticing us to use abilities. I will, of course, be using Idio to go back in the trash, and then possibly Frankie bringing him back. All sorts of those things. Now, unfortunately, they swing a 7, and we don't like giving 2Ks over. You know what I mean? We don't like countering 2K over. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and give up Idio without getting any kinds of, you know, effect off. And now they're gonna play out Sanji, and what else we got? Okay, so if they should, and they do, good bliss. They do this, we can use Frankie's ability, and we can play out another Leo. We play out another Leo, and we're searching another Rebecca Maria. And we can't grab Leo, so maybe we grab a low Rebecca, and then we put low Rebecca in the trash, since low Rebecca can be brought back. Also, okay, so they play that out. We're good to go. We grab another low Rebecca, which is cool. Now, we're in a place where me today would go ahead and play Rebecca and the Kiros, put that Zoro back in their hand just so they have to spend 4 whole Dawn again. Oh, no. Actually, no, we swing, and if they let them go, now... how much trash do I have? I'm creating a conundrum for myself. Yeah, because if I would have just put them up with Kiros, then we wouldn't even be dealing with this right now. Okay, so... we're going to draw 2, trash 2. Right now, we got a little case of the womps going on, right? So we go ahead and trash there. And I'm going to give 8 to Luffy. And it looks like I had a decent amount of trash. I don't know if I had 10, though. And so I'm swinging 8 into 6. So they're going to have to give me some kind of event they got 1 up for, or give me 2 cards. And then if I really want, I can swing again. Okay, they give me 2 cards straight up. Now they've only got 5 cards in hand. And with 5 cards in hand, you know, I'm feeling a little randy. Feeling a little like I got it like that. So I get rid of 7 cards, and I had 3 left. I damn sure did have enough to do a Tempest Kick. Could have Tempest kicked that thing. All right. So they give me an event and a 2K. So they give me two 2Ks essentially. Now, unfortunately, their peeps is online. And they've got 8K and they're swinging into 7, and their ability can minus me down to the ground. So Luffy isn't that big bully bouncer he was feeling like earlier. So Bouncy Man is actually going to get bounced right off the board. Yeah, I'm going to let that go. Building our trash back up. Now, we're facing a board clear situation, honestly, where there's not much we can do. So we can do the one-legged soldier, but we could also use one-legged soldier to bounce back dragon after, of course, they take our guy. But this will be the first character KO'd now that we have 5 cards and we get to draw a card for free. So now we've got all of our pieces for our Rebecca combo, and we're feeling pretty good, pretty good. This, of course, will take all 10 of our Dawn to pull off. No. Actually, it won't. It'll take 9 of our Dawn. So our choice here now is we can one-legged soldier that dragon, and then we can Rebecca Moria and bring out Kyros and Cavendish. And what Kyros is going to do is bounce back the dragon, and Cavendish is going to be a target that they definitely want to swing on because they don't want me to continue to cycle. And we'll have 1 Dawn up for Kyros to swing into that 8K threat. So we're looking good, feeling good. Okay, so we know that they've got a brick in their hand. We're going to swing 10, and we know one of those 3 cards is a brick, and they could not counter out. And now we're going to swing 5 into 5, and they counter out. Okay, they had another one. People are very happy to be here. Okay, so now they got 10 Dawn. We know they got a dragon, and big surprise, they're going to play that out. I do think that us bouncing that dragon back really slowed him down, though. Really did slow him down. So now I'm playing Luffy. And, playing Luffy. I get a Luffy from life. And if they should, yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and give that up. All right, and now they got a Sanji out here. Now what's Sanji going to do? Sanji, I can give him a 2K for that. Give him Bartolomeo. I'm really thinking. I give him Bartolomeo because if I play out of Frankie, it could be brought back. Okay, so we got a Zoro. This makes it even easier on us. So I'm going to swing 4 to 4. Swing 4 to 4. I guess that's cheap. And then we can save our Dawn and just throw it at him. Or we can play out Luffy and swing Luffy into Dragon. And I guess that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm looking at swinging 10 into 9 twice. Because I believe I have that many. Yes, we've already got that much trash. So they could only block out twice, and then I would be able to Kyros into the dragon and kill him. So that is that was my idea. Okay, so we get rid of him. Now we're gonna go ahead and swing 6. We're gonna draw 2. Trash 1. Yeah, I guess get rid of Zoro. Okay, they're gonna take this. And I think we got him beat, gang. Because there's nothing that they can do. We've got 4K and counter and 2 life. They've only got 2 cards on the board, and any big threat they would play would cost so much Dawn that I don't believe that they're going to be able to put up blockers as well. So yeah, we're looking all right now. Let's see what they got for us. Okay, Luffy. And we're not dying, and if they're not developing any kind of blockers, then we're definitely all right. I kind of, at this point, want to lure them into the idea of swinging for life, because I would rather them swing for life than build up blockers, So let's just get the game underway. And, now we get another 2K out of life, so we're big city hooping at this point. I'm going to take whatever they give us for the rest of this game. And it's a 7. I will gladly take that, even though I could counter out. I don't want 3 choppers up there. They play out Sanji, which I actually wasn't expecting, and they're swinging 8 into 5. I give him 2 2Ks, and that's going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. So, well played. Man, they had all the dragons. But, that was our game plan. Kind of take them into the deep water, be patient, really govern the board, and then execute when it's time. Got that piss kid. We got that piss kid. Okay, so we chose to go second because I know they like going second. All right. And seeing Leo in my opening hand is amazing. Now we've got 3 of our 3 pieces in Rebecca, and I could have grabbed the Cavendish. I opted for One-Legged Soldier in case I wanted to trash something later, or KO something later. And so I put Bartolomeo in the trash. Here I go ahead and take a hit, which significantly puts me behind in the sense of me doing my ability, but c'est la vie, dog. So now I'm going to go ahead and swing 5, and it's going to be between developing the Cavendish or Frankie. I decided to develop Cavendish because Frankie is a counter in my hand and does allow me to stay healthy. I'm going to give him a 2K for that. They got Basil Hawkins out. And it's time to play out some more cards, make some big boy decisions. Now, I have learned that Basil Hawkins is just a card. It's just a JT, the one I was opening the case with, we were talking about. He was saying, yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off. And yeah, that's the best way to put it. Just rip the Band-Aid off, dude, because if I leave Basil Hawkins on the board, they're just going to swing and it costs me a life anyways, plus also counter from hand. You know what I mean? One or the other, or they could even swing into cards on the field, which we don't want to lose. So anyways, everything's going swimmingly for them right now because, I mean, they're able to play out their law, but this is my Rebecca Moria turn. So I'm going to definitely go ahead and put out Monka de Loof. And I guess some sort of, we could do Sabo, we could do a blocker. That way, if they don't swing into it, it's a live blocker. We can, and that's what we do. So we put Frankie out there. We are at 5 cards, which is good for us. So that if they don't do what they're supposed to. Hey. Okay, get rid. Oh, well, we need Coliseum. But we could get rid of Coliseum. So we get rid of Idio. And now I'm going to go ahead and swing with Usopp first. Yeah. Now we're just going to swing, see if he turns the blocker sideways. Okay, that's what they do. And we're going to go ahead and leave it at that. Now, right now, our board is looking great, but our life is not looking great. They drop a kid on our ass and take away one of our lives. I'm going to go ahead and opt to do that. We're going to draw a card. We're going to replace our card. And at this point, we're going to Leo search, and we can grab a 2K and we can grab a 1K counter, essentially. Just put one of those in the trash. We put the Rebecca in the trash. We swing into their searcher. Or no, the searcher swings into us, excuse me. Now they're swinging 6 into 5. I'm not about losing that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 2K in there. And we want to stay healthy. We want to keep our board alive. And we really want to keep the blockers up. We want to keep the blockers up. So we got a very interesting turn ahead of us. They've got no blockers, right? They weren't able to do that Thug Dizzle they do because their life is already up. But what I can do, I can swing big with Luffy into their threats. So I'm swinging 6K over each of these. 6K over each of these. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm telling you that big bounce boy Luffy is the one, bro. Look at this. Another 15 into 9. That's going to be 2, 4, 6. God bless. We took them from 6 to 1 card in hand. 6 to 1. Yowzas. And am I going to swing in the life? That's the next question. We can clean up this little searcher. And then what do? I swing into him. I'm starving them now. because if I don't give them a searcher, or excuse me, if I don't give them that law can't put another life up, and then they can't make another God bless, but then they can't make another blocker. They can't make another 9K blocker. So at this point, they play another kid and they say, "Fine, you don't want to play. I'm going to take you out of the game, right?" And they get my last life out. Luckily for us, we have 2 blockers on board, and they only have 2 more swings, and one of them is nothing. So I don't know what they're keeping that 2 Don up for. I know they got an event that gives them plus 4K, but I don't think that's going to serve them. So they're going to swing 9. I'm going to do the Frankie thing, right? And now I'm definitely looking for a Bartolomeo, right? Because, okay, now we see what they left 2 up there for. Okay. So now I've got blockers that are ready. Okay. And I also have Luffy on the board, turned sideways, and I got another Luffy. I don't want to play Rebecca out because I don't want to play over my blockers, all right? This is the real strength of the deck right here, because in situations like this, we're still head on a swivel. We're still down the clown. We can still do this thing. Okay, so I decide to swing straight into the Shirahoshi, which is wild. And then now what am I going to do? I can swing our Cavendish into one of these kids, and they can't do anything about it. Okay, get rid of the Caridia Coliseum. Okay, boom, we get rid of that. Now, do I end my turn? I end my turn. I'm not giving them that law. I'm literally making them play 1 card at a time. I've got 8, 9, 10K encounter, 2 blockers up. Unfortunately, we have more than 5 cards, so that's going to go into the trash, and we're not going to draw another card for it. We've got 1 blocker in our hand. Okay, so I could give them 2 2Ks here, and then I'm going to need to give up a blocker. So at one point, I'm going to need to give up a blocker, and that's okay because now we get to use our ability. Or I could just counter out, but yeah, I think we give up our blocker here. Yes, and then we get to draw a card. Useless Caridia Coliseum, which is fine. And so we see that they got a Cavendish in the trash. They were just cycling with their kid ability. Okay, so now we've got to the point where we can kill their kid, and I don't think there's anything they can do about it. If they give up their card, then that's fine because it's just gonna go. Yes. Okay, so they don't do anything about that. I am a little concerned about them even having 2 swings. We do have our 2 big beaters on the on the floor right now. So if we develop, we spend 5 Dawn on those last 2 blockers, the Barto and the Idio, then we should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and swing 5 at him. I'm going to go ahead and swing 6 at him. No, I swing 7. Why not? Select the card to trash. Yeah, get rid of Coliseum. Okay, so now I can swing. Yellow shit, bro. Yellow shit. Yellow shit. I had 2 more swings plus another swing with the well, no, I don't know if I got that much Don. That's crazy. I don't think I got that much trash, but I had some more swings ahead of me. I'm thinking if I want to do that, or if I want to just play what I'm going to play out. I could also play Zoro and trash that searcher, and then play a blocker. We could also play Rebecca, and we choose to play Rebecca. Okay, so that is a very ballsy play. Yeah, I was gonna say we ain't doing that, Jack. We gotta put a Frankie out there or something. Now, I believe I can play over Rebecca, but instead I choose to swing 4 into 2, and we know they're not going to do anything with that. So anyways, this is a little scary on my part, but I do have 2, 4, 5, 6K encounter. So they would have to spend money to get rid of Frankie, and then I would still have 6K afterwards. So they're doing their thing now, okay? We knew that was going to happen. They go back to 3 life. I can use Frankie to go ahead and replace itself with another blocker, and then we are good to go after that. I could also Yeah, I mean, I had a couple things I could do. But anyways, okay, so now we are big city hooping. We go ahead and -3 on the law, and then now I'm just gonna straight up play Zoro over that, pop that law. Now they don't even have a blocker, and we've developed, we've gotten a good amount of trash at this point. I can swing 6 into 5 because I don't even think he's got a 2K. Draw 2, trash 1, and they do have a 2K. Well, I'll be. So I'm going to swing 7. They get him down to 1. I can swing 7 again, and then I can, bring back Luffy, and yeah, and that's the ball game for that one. This I feel like was a real demonstration of this deck's strength, and just how deep into the water this deck likes to take its opponents. I can tell you that I did have a good time into yellow, and so yes, this has been pretty fun, and it's been very like eye opening. Like, oh, okay, we can really do this. We can really do this. Let's see what else I got time for. All right, gang, we are back from a Brzezski's. Went to go and try and watch Snow White with the wife. She actually asked me to walk out, so damn, Sam. I was sitting there watching like, this movie's selfish because it's not giving. It's not giving anything. And I thought it was just me, day after work. And she said, nah, like, we can go. And so we just blamed it on a baby that was there. Who the fuck brings a baby, like a newborn baby, to a movie? Are you going to tell your relatives that you took little Jeffrey to the movie to see Snow White? Little Jeffrey was looking at your neck the entire movie. They do not remember. They do not know Snow White. These real life adaptations, I'm sorry, they're fucking for adults that have had to watch the cartoon their whole life, and now they're like, hey, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be reimagined. That's who it means something to. That, or of course 7-year-olds. But babies, 7 months old, the fuck out of here. All right, anyways, Trafalgar Lager Law, we're facing off against a good old Traffy. Let's get into it. Okay, so I chose to go first because I just want to do my Rebecca Moria. And get things going. So it looks like I got me a little Leo. Or did I draw anything? Yeah, I drew a little Leo. And so now we're going to play Leo, turn my guy sideways. We ain't worried about a sweetheart. We're not worried about, whatever the fuck. So we're going to grab this Corrida Coliseum. And we got to trash 1. Please trash the one-legged soldier. Play that out. Okay, bing, bang, boom. We are pretty much jet set radio ready for the rest of the match now. We've got our big Rebecca Moria combo ready to roll. They do have 2 jewelry Bonnies out that they will be searching with frivolously. However, we can swing into them for free with our 2 Lils that are already out there on the board. Our next turn, we're going to be looking to play Frankie. And a good swing of the 6K variety into our opponent's leader. So I'm thinking they got Zoro for 3. But actually, I don't anticipate them playing out anything, because I imagine if they got 2 Bonnies, they're gonna want to search for the Bonnie, right? And if they search for the Bonnie, then that's gonna be, leave them with 2. And it looks like they do search for Bonnie. Now they can swing 7 at her head, and we're gonna promptly go down in life. Yeah. Okay, so they found another OP-10 droid Bonnie that's gonna be the searcher, and they got the Drake that can. They found the Draco. So now we're going to swing 2. They give us a 2K. I said, what? You going to do that again? And what did they do? If they give us another one, they're fucking crazy. Sometimes you'll catch people. They'll do that once, and then they'll feel like, fuck. If I did it once, I got to do it again. Absolutely bananas. Look, they're going to go. So you just donated. Now, you did slow down the game, but you essentially donated, because now I changed my plan. I was going to do Frankie, right? And now I'm going to just play Zoro right now. So that now I'll just play Frankie out with my Rebecca. But I got rid of both of them, and they gave me 2 2Ks, 2K worth of counter. So now they got the Cavendish. And they ain't tripping. They ain't tripping because they're like, yo, you know what? You want to play some games? I got games for that ass. And so now they're going to go ahead and play out Bonnie, and they do the wise thing, and that is they freeze one of my Dawn, which delays our Rebecca Moria plan, right? So now I'm just like, okay, fuck, I'm going to just Frankie. I'm going to play Idio possibly. I could swing 7, right? So we're going to swing 5 here, and I definitely should have did my swings first before developing. That is a bad habit that I have that only shows itself on Sim. Fortunately for me, because yeah. Anyways, so I swing with Leo, and then I believe that I completely forget to swing with Zoro, honestly. But on the plus side, they can't swing into Zoro, and they're gonna have to deal with my bodies. But yeah, I do think I just flat out not swinging with Zoro was a mistake. Okay, so I've got 6 cards in hand, right? These are the things you want to be thinking about as a Usopp player. You got 6 cards in hand. If they swing 1 at you, cool. Put a Bartolomeo in trash. Now you go down to 5. And then when they swing again, give up the Idio. And then you get the draw card. And then if they big swing again, cool, give up Frankie. And then you get to play Idio back or Bartolomeo back. Rested, you know what I'm saying? And then we keep it moving from there. Okay, so that Zoro isn't going to gain rush because... And so anyways, now we're going to Bartolomeo out of that swing, okay? We've got, what was that, 6 or 7 in trash. Boom. Now we're able to Idio. Okay, now they're going to swing 7. Okay, I've got 7 in trash. Not quite in Tempest kick area yet. And I'm kind of looking because if I do play Rebecca off of Frankie, then I could most definitely be Tempest kicking. So we're going to go ahead and definitely going to take that Frankie hit. What the fuck was I doing? I can't tell you. I can't tell you what that was for. No, I can't tell you what that was for. Maybe I thought that I was going to go down alive or... Oh, was I trying to put my... I think what I was trying to do is put my... get my Tempest kick online. So, I don't know if that was necessarily... I don't know if that was necessarily needed. But anyways, so now we got Kyros. We got a trash 1. I mean, shit. Are we going to use Frankie or are we going to use Cavendish? This is my big city decisions. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pitch the Frankie. I'm going to play the Cavendish. Okay, cool. So at this point now, we can comfortably play out our Rebecca Moria combo. And now we can play out Kyros, put that Law back into their hands. And then with Kyros, we can swing into their Cavendish is who we really want to swing into. So we're going to swing once with 6. And they only got 4 cards in hand, right? So, they give us a 2K. That's a huge tell. So I'm going to inch again, give them another 6. Now you got to give me another 2K. Cool. And now I don't think you get to save this card. Yeah, we mapped that out. That goes back to the old firefighting tale, or parable. Try before you pry. So I could have swung Big City with Kyros at first. And then he would have either A, let him go and kept those 2Ks in hand, or would have 2K'd out, whatever. But it's good to just poke, and get as many cards out. Because a lot of this game, it's not just about getting your life down. It's also about winning that card advantage, that cards in hand advantage. So right now we're able to have that. And, the more you limit the cards in your opponent's hand, the less options that they have. You're limiting their options. And the less they can do, the less you have to worry about, the more you can, focus on your game plan. I don't know how I feel about countering out with Frankie here. Just because I would like to set up a blocker. I am at 2 life, and I imagine I'm going to lose a life between these attacks. We take that one. That's nuts. We could give him a Barto. We could give him a Toy Soldier. We give him a Barto because if they're going to do something big, we want to be able to... okay. They got rid of Cavendish. But I was just going to say, if they develop something big, we want to be able to Zoro. So now it's looking like... Okay, so we can Rebecca into that Jewelry Bonnie, off the rip. There we go. And then we can start taking pot shots into the Zoro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just trying to distract that law. See if they're gonna give that law up. They're not gonna give it up. I can play out Luffy, add one to Luffy, and then swing at Law, and then that'll get rid of him. Perfect. And then I can swing 5, 6 on Fox 26, and we're gonna keep it moving, and then 9 after that. I had somebody telling me that Fox 26 is the same. It's the same out in California for where they live in California. I was like, what the fuck? I thought that was a Houston thing. But anyways, yeah. So 7. They're gonna put one up. Okay, so they've gone up to 2 life. They got a big old body. They will have the chance. They will have a chance to. I don't know how I feel about giving up Sabo, but yeah, they will have a chance to, do some buffoonery. They play out a blocker, and I don't think they're going to use their ability then, right? It looks like they're just going to keep it there. Okay, so they just gained a life. They got a blocker. They got a 9K body. Cool. Well, guess what? We can Zoro. I'm going for game, actually. I'm going for game. Excuse me. So I'm going to swing 7 at them. They got to take it. Swing 9 at them. They got to take it. Load the rest up on Luffy. Game is over. And they quit before I could do anything about that. But yeah, so a lot of this is you're baiting. It's not baiting. I wouldn't say it's master baiting per se. It's more you're building out, right? You're fleshing out. You're anticipating your opponent's moves, right? So this every if you're going to be a great One Piece player or maybe great card game player in general, I believe an empathetic player is the best player because an empathetic player can understand what position their opponent is in, and it comes with it's not like just only emotional knowledge and observation, but also actually knowing what their deck can do and will do in these different situations and what is most optimal, because then you can understand, oh, you did this, you must not have that. You either don't have the cards you need or you don't know what cards you need. Either way, I'm taking advantage, right? So that's what we were doing, is taking them out into the deep waters, and then just drowning them. And you guys are seeing, like, this is why I fuck with Luffy, because heroes could put a card back, cool, but then Luffy can swing into that card and then the next turn swing twice for game. You know what I'm saying? So very, very, in my opinion, it's just an invaluable card to this deck. I would run it more, but I wanted to make room for those gravity blades. Actually, with all this being said, let's go ahead and take it over to the gist of the list, shall we? Well, there you have it, gang. I really have been enjoying this list, man. Let me tell you, I'm just staring at his crooked ass, long ass, phallic nose, and I'm losing my train of thought. But no, the games were good, had a lot of fun, and I think this is a very fun deck. And when I say fun, I don't mean like, oh, it's gonna suck and it ain't gonna win nothing. Nah, I think this deck's gonna do good, because the thing is that there's a lot of people messing with yellow right now. And I think that this deck, I think it felt really good against yellow. There's people messing with green right now, and I think that this deck can do what it needs to do against green as well. So where it struggles, I think this deck struggles against purple. Frankly, I have not lost a match with my purple Luffy or red purple Luffy or black purple Luffy. And I think that's because, purple is able to just get so big and even go wide and just punch a 4-life leader into the ground. So, I think that is something that you got to work with. It was funny. I was actually, when I was, testing this list, I came across somebody running my own purple, Don Quixote package against me. I'm like, hey, that's my shit. What the fuck? But anyways, yeah. So I think that's where it struggles the most, and everything else, it does pretty good. So look, we could be going into a triangle format without knowing, and that being, basically tic-tac-toe. And I don't really like that. Even though some people say it's really healthy. I've had talks. I think it was Uni TCG was telling me, well, that's what they like. It's healthy. But I just don't like, me personally, I don't like sitting down and I already know that I'm going to win or lose based on my opponent, not based on what we did, right? I come from fighting games, and I know that fighting games, you got like different matchups. However, it's still what you still have agency. You still feel autonomous in your play style and whatnot. So you still feel like, okay, I might have a like not as good matchup to this person. I may not be favored into this player or this character, but I've got the tools to work around that. So and you can do that with any deck. It's called teching, right? So that's what I'm thinking that this deck is just going to require, is a little bit of teching. But outside of that, man, I've been having a great time, and I think it's very consistent. I think it's performing really well for me. And so yeah, it was a great break from the purple action to come over here and do a little side mission with Usopp. And for everybody wanting to see it played out, this is how it's kind of going into kind of what the meta is looking like right now. But if you guys are interested in more games in this, do let me know and I will get it going. Funny story, this is what I actually called out in our case, because I was really high on Usopp. Really wanted to play it because I'm telling you, it was one of the most fun decks I had played. And then I discovered the Don Quixote stuff with purple Luffy and red purple Luffy, and I'm like, yo, fuck, now I want that. But luckily I got my playset for everything, so I'm good to go. Anyhow, that concludes the yapping. I will catch you guys in the next one. Do smash that like button, finger pop that subscribe, turn on the bell, and go down in the comments. Let me know, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong, what would you be doing differently. I hope this video finds you guys well. It's been Murado Music with 3-Piece TCG, Beard TCG, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Flows like a faucet, swag dripping like a faucet. Dooney fixing, got Luffy ambition. King of the rappers, the mission. I see they got the lights, camera, but no action. They actually fiction.